Shalom Aleichem and welcome to Machin Leira Online Smicha. Chazal tell us that Ein Mevarchin Al Hayereach Ela Kishehu Mevusim. You only make the bracha on the moon, the kidush levana, only when it is mevusim. What does mevusim mean? It's beautiful. So there's two interpretations. One interpretation is only when the moon is in its nicest state. That's when you make the bracha, not when it's teensy. Another interpretation, or an additional interpretation, is that you preferably should make that bracha when you are mevusim, when you look good. When you're walking around with jeans, it's not nice to make an extra bracha. So when you're wearing Shabbos clothing, that's the right time to do it. And that's how traditionally that became the makar, that if you're able to, the best time to do kidush levana is Motzei Shabbos, because usually you're wearing your best clothing. Now, exactly what day of the month should you do kidush levana? So that depends in many different minhagim. Some say the first time possible, sometimes no. Some say wait a little till it's nicer, and obviously it depends what season it is, because if it's a cloudy season, a cold wintry season, you might miss your opportunity. But for that, you have to follow your minig. There's the basic thing where it says in Shulchan Aruch, and there's Al Pi Kabbalah, and each to his own minig. Now, another reason why we do it in Motzei Shabbos is brought in the name of Reb Chaim Vital, is because the Churban Oz Nechrav Abayis V'holcha Shechina Begolus. The Shechina went to Golus. Somehow Reb Chaim Vital says this, that the Churban Abayis happened in Motzei Shabbos. So we dafka say Kiddush Levana then, because in the nusach of Kiddush Levana we say Asidin L'Schadesh Kemoisa. Things will come back to what it used to be. That in the same time that Rahman al-Islam, the Churban happened, we will be given the news that the Chidush Yisrael Vashchina. That's what it's brought in Reb Chaim Vital, by Reb Chaim Vital. So if you're looking for when you dress nicest, why can't we do it on Shabbos or Friday night? Why don't we do Kiddush Levana on Friday night and Shabbos? So here too, the poskim say like this. Gemara tells us that just like we have tchumim, we have boundaries, what we're allowed to do on Shabbos, how far we're allowed to go from Shabbos or Yantiv. So the Eibishter's Magid Dvarav Yaakov, he also keeps the tchumim. Kach yesh tchumim l'mayla. So because what it says by Kiddush Levana, we're comparing it to Kabbalah's Pnei HaShchina, ein lahakbil Pnei HaShchina b'Yom Tov or b'Shabbos, because he's coming from Chutz l'Tchum. He's coming from, obviously this is a lot of, if you'll check up in the Svarim, especially the Sifrei Derush, there's a big discussion. Is it really the Eibush is coming through Tchumim, and does that make sense? And what happens if a person won't have any other opportunity to do it? Could he do it on Friday? That's a discussion in Achrayim. Another reason, a shocking reason, which is mentioned, why you shouldn't say Kiddush Levana on Friday night, on Shabbos or on Yantiv, is said because the covered Shabbos and Kedushas Yom Tov is greater than Kedushas Kabbalah's Pnei HaShchina. You're making a whole fuss that I'm being makbel Pnei HaShchina, by that's the equivalent of Kiddush Levana. Yeah, guess what? Today it's Shabbos. Shabbos is even greater than that. Today is Yom Tov. It's greater. Ve'ein ma'arvim simcha b'simcha. This answer is actually brought in Chak Yaakov Siman Tav Tzadik Dalet. Very fascinating. It just shows you how powerful the concept of Shabbos and Yontif is. Now the minig is, the Maril says that when you do Kiddush Levana, you make sure you're not standing under anything. You're out in the open, and the reason is that no tumor should be over you. The Bach says the reason why you go out into the street, why don't you just do it from a shul window? So the Bach says you go outside. Is Kederach Adam Sheyotzei Lekras Melech. This Kiddush Levana is, we're saying in Mekabel Pnei HaShchina, you don't wait for the Melech to come into your house. You go to be Mekabel the Melech, and that's why we find that a lot of people during Kiddush Levana, they would actually sing and dance because it's a simcha. One of the things we say in Kiddush Levana is we say David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayim. What's the connection between David Melech Yisrael Chai V'Kayim and Kiddush Levana? So the answer is that the Malchus based David is very much compared to a Levana. Just like a Levana, sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. It's darkened and you don't see it. So too, Malchus based David Sometimes it was very strong and vibrant, and sometimes we never don't see it. Why do we say Shalom Aleichem by Kiddush Levana? Because since in the paragraph before Shalom Aleichem, we said Tipal Aleim and Masav Afacha, that the enemy should be punished and be hurt. So right away you turn to your friend and you say, no, that was to my enemy. But to you, I wish you Shalom Aleichem. I wish you only good. Now the Sfarim go on to say also why we continue to say Shalom Aleichem 3 times. So they quote the pasuk because it says Shalom Rav La'oyav Eiseresecha, an abundance of Shalom. Only when there's a lot of Shalom, that's when you have all the blessings. So what Shalom Rav is when you say it's Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem 3 times. That draws down all the brachas. Others say the reason why you say Shalom Aleichem because the whole dispute, why there's a moon, why there's a sun, and they have different times, is because they didn't get along. They were fighting. So because we're doing something that started off because of a fight, you mentioned Shalom Aleichem. Why do we say Aleinu after Kiddush Levana? Is because Pnei Yeshua, Kipnei Levana, says Moshe is Kipnei Chama, and Yeshua is Kipnei Levana. So Levana it reminds us of Yeshua, and Yeshua is Mesaken Tfilas Aleinu, by when he surrounded Yericho. So therefore, we once we're connecting Levana to Yeshua, we say the Tfilah that he was Mesaken. That's one of the reasons. There are actually other reasons. It's also customary that after the end of Kiddush Levana, you shake the corners of your beged. That's to be menair the klipos that might have been attached to you because of the kitrug halavana. So this is just a simple halacha, and it says in Sfarim that if you do this pa'amachas b'chodesh, ilamol yizachu Yisrael lahakbu b'nei shchina pa'amachas b'chodesh dayam. So the mitzvah of Kiddush Levana is equivalent to a Kabbalah's Pnei Shechina.